Good morning, everyone. I'm Marcus Veal with your NBC5 morning news brief. With all this smoke across our region, health experts encourage everyone to avoid going outside, especially kids, teenagers, and older adults. Today is Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for Where's It Wednesday. This week, here's your hint. It's a really tall mountain, like really tall, as in the tallest peak in North America. We are, of course, heading to Denali National Park in Alaska. The city of Medford's largest project ever is coming along. We're getting an inside look into the progress of Rogue X in West Medford. Time for this week's Financial Quick Hits alongside Kevin McDermott, a financial advisor and Global Sports and Entertainment Associate Director with Morgan Stanley's Northwest Pilot Rock Group. Today, we're discussing ETFs. Kevin, there are so many acronyms in the financial world. What does this one stand for and what are they? Welcome to tonight's 5 on 5. I'm Marcus Veal. Joining me is Dr. Tracy Dixon of Providence, and she's here to talk about the feeling of helplessness. Dr. Dixon, thank you so much for being here. It may not feel like it, but if you ask Starbucks, fall is already here. About 40 million Americans are awaiting the Supreme Court's ruling on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. And what the nation's highest court decides will impact many in our area. Whitney Clark is among a fresh new crop of graduates at SOU, where she earned a film degree. She says it's an exciting and freeing time in her life, but Clark is also aware that her pause in payments is expected to end in September.
I can't help but, in the back of my mind, know that they're going to come pounding at my door for my student loans.
Clark comes from a single-parent household in Nevada, so she paid the Western Undergraduate Exchange tuition rate. Under the Biden administration's student loan debt relief plan, the U.S. Department of Education would provide up to $10,000 if your annual income is less than $125,000. If you've received a Pell Grant in college like Clark did, the forgiveness could reach $20,000.
So I am extra on the edge hoping for this to go through because it would alleviate over 2/3 of my debt.
SOU Vice President of Enrollment Management and Student Affairs Neil Wolf says 43% of SOU students take out student loans, and the average amount of debt each rater has is about $21,500. He says that number has gone down every year since he's been on campus.
Still a significant amount, $21,500 to a 22, 23, 25-year-old is still a significant impact on the monthly budget, for sure. And so we'd like to see that number even continue to decrease.
Wolf says his academic career took him all the way to UNLV for his doctorate in higher ed administration. He took out a loan himself. At the time, he was in his 20s and recently married.
So I took a small loan and was able to pay that off. So thankfully, I married a smart person, and we didn't take out a loan where I couldn't manage it.
As far as Clark's post-graduation plan, she says she'll grind it out in the fast food industry so she can start making payments for when they come. That being said, she is far from giving up on her passion. She'll make creative projects when she can and submit them to film festivals. She understands loan forgiveness is a complicated process and a political one as well, but she's still hopeful some good will come out of the end result.
I think that the good that people will be able to do, alleviated from the stress and weight of debt, student loan debt, will far outweigh the borrowing conundrum that has come up.
The Supreme Court is expected to announce a final decision as early as this week, maybe even today. Black students make up around 1% of the Ashland School District. That's according to Assistant Principal of Ashland High School, Becca Leroy, who felt that low percentage growing up in the Rogue Valley.
That's not to take away from a lot of the really awesome things that I had in my upbringing and childhood, but there definitely were things that I had to unpack as an adult.
It's now part of her mission as an administrator.
I did have a lot of students come share with me experiences they had, I think, because, when you look like somebody, you're like, oh, they have similar experiences to me.
In 2020, the Ashland and Medford school districts received state funding to improve support and resources for Black students. Leroy says the funding has since grown to cover all school districts in the Rogue Valley.
So there's a lot of really awesome opportunities for growth and building leadership capacity in students, and for students to just be able to be in a space where they don't often get in this like homogenous area.
Another administrator that oversees funding of the grant is SOU's Marvin Woodard Jr. He says it's been absolutely beautiful to watch the different black organizations and the overall diversity of Southern Oregon grow. So much so, Woodard says it's time to begin outreach beyond the valley to make connections beyond our immediate area.
How do we connect with the folks who are in Portland and Eugene and Bend and even LaGrande, Klamath Falls, pick the town. How are we connecting with those folks who are doing the same type of work?
Both Leroy and Woodard are involved in the Black Youth Leadership Summit later this month. Now in its 5th year, it brings youngsters together to explore cultural awareness, community engagement, and personal growth.
Another networking opportunity, but also to see black leaders in the community talking about things that they're doing.
The two also work together on a summer program. A student from last year's program just told Woodard the other day that experience changed her life.
That lets me know that our family's passing it down. We really are taking care of our village, so I'm excited about that. And it makes my heart full, like super full, super full.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, and because today is actually National Cat Day, let's take a look at our Cats on Sunrise.
I love it.
First up from Denise Tinkham, Miss Maggie loves baskets and cards. She's a Maine Coon and African Chowsy mix. Thank you so much.
I love it. Up next from Naoma Fick, definitely a regular on Snaps on Sunrise. Should I say Cats on Sunrise? Misty. I love Misty.
I don't know if I've seen Misty since I've been here.
Very picturesque, Misty is. Thank you so much.
And finally, from Marcus Veal. Oh my gosh, that was a nice surprise. His grandma's cat, Nala. Thank you so much, Marcus, for sharing that.
It was my idea to name the cat Nala.
Oh, yeah?
Because Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I found it very fitting.
I love that name. I love Simba and Nala for cat names, so big fan. And that's it for our Cats on Sunrise. We always love seeing your awesome pictures, so keep sending them in.
Send them on in using Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or email, and remember the hashtag Snaps on Sunrise. Your next half hour of news starts right now.